Alright, hello guys, Gina with Sidewalk Talk. Today I'm with Zack Martino.
What's up, guys?
How are you?
I'm good.
How's LA so far?
I'm loving it out here. In New York, it's like 3 degrees right now.
Do you think you're gonna move here? Do you ever see yourself moving here?
Yeah, totally.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love New York, but even if it's for like winter's here, summer's there,
Yeah.
maybe something like that, but
That would make sense. I mean, New York's winter is,
it's brutal.
you know, it's a little,
It's brutal.
it's on the colder side,
And
you know?
I always feel so guilty now because since I left my family, like we're in Staten Island, so it's
Yeah.
like 30 minutes from the city.
Uh-huh.
But like they're getting so much snow, and like I'm just like chilling and there's like palm trees behind me, and I feel like so
Yeah.
guilty about that.
You grew up in New York.
Yes.
What
Yeah,
was
my
it
whole
like
life.
growing up in New York?
Yeah, it was awesome. Like I grew up in a community of like there's like 300 houses.
Mm-hmm.
So all the kids that I grew up with, like I've known since I was a baby.
Yeah.
And so we all just like grew up together and
Mm-hmm.
like now doing all of our like own things and stuff. But growing up in New York is interesting.
Yeah, what is that like? It's like obviously super diverse.
Yeah, totally.
Like, what was your favorite things to do growing up? Because I saw that you started like your nightlife.
Yes,
life,
very early.
You know, like 13.
Oh yeah,
That
even
is
earlier.
early.
Okay, so in New York, in Staten Island, well, all of the boroughs, like they have like it's called no ID events. So it's essentially like 13 to 18 years old,
Uh-huh.
and just kids from your high school would just like all go to these parties.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like
Wow.
super fun.
God, why didn't I have this
It's
in high school?
And like in order to DJ at them, you would have to like sell tickets, which was pretty interesting because I was homeschooled, so I didn't have like
yeah, I
have,
was
like,
gonna
friends.
say, yeah. So like, how did you adjust from like homeschool life to like
yes.
nightlife and all that stuff?
So I have like really bad anxiety and stuff.
Mm.
So homeschool kind of was like my escape a little bit, and it really helped me like trying to channel the anxiety.
Did you have, when you're saying like anxiety, did you have anxiety like you
like
were
crowds.
homeschooled because
Oh
of
yeah,
anxiety?
so yeah, like something like really really messed up happened in the school. Like I was like assaulted and like almost died and stuff. Like it was pretty crazy.
Wait, what?
Yeah. It was
Wait,
like
when? Wait,
this was
what?
freshman year of high school, and like it was like an unprovoked thing, and like a kid like essentially tried to like kill me. Like it was weird, and yeah. So since then it triggered like PTSD. Like I went the whole year, freshman year, and I had like some friends and stuff, but kind of come sophomore year, I was just like, no, like
I'm
this
so
doesn't
sorry
feel
that
right.
happened to you.
Yeah, no, it's totally cool. Like
What?
yeah, no,
That's
it's
horrible.
yeah, it was pretty
Why
brutal.
would anyway? So that experience.
Yeah, that was like freshman year, and then sophomore year I was like, every time I would step foot in school, like panic attacks like crazy, and it was like I was diagnosed with PTSD at like 15, and
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
yeah, but it led me to like produce music. Like if
Yeah.
it wasn't for that experience, like I had school 2 days a week, so the rest of the days I was just like learning everything I can to like produce and all that stuff.
Wow. Yeah, you started producing music at like 15, right?
Mhm.
Wow.
15, and
Well,
then
what type of music were you listening to growing up?
oh, like kind of all bands, honestly, like Fall Out Boy, Blink, like
Station?
Metro Station, like all of them. And it was so cool because, well, it was interesting because I always wanted to be in a band like my whole life.
Yeah.
But when I started going to the teen clubs, I was like, yo, there's like a DJ, like
Teen
this
club?
one guy is controlling this whole crowd, like he doesn't need a band, he could just do it all like on his thing. So I was like, let me give that a shot. So
Yeah.
I started DJing.
Yeah.
And then learned about
who
electronic
taught you how to
music.
DJ?
I'd say YouTube. Like I was just like YouTubing how to like do this.
Oh, so like no one like taught you how to like DJ and stuff. You just all self-taught.
Self-taught everything.
Wow.
And I went to music school, but it was mostly for like playing drums and guitar.
Directly from
It wasn't like like for electronic music at all. It was just like when I was like 9, 10, 11, 12.
I see. What do you think you got your creative side from?
I don't no.
Like, what is your mom or dad?
No,
Like,
my mom.
Do they play any instruments or?
No, I think, well, my family like are very good like drawing and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So like I've been drawing my whole life,
Mhm.
hence like all my tattoos. Like
Yeah.
I like mostly every single tattoo like I've planned out myself. And like I love drawing and everything, but music, I'm like only me and my cousin are like the only musicians like in my family.
Your cousins?
Mhm.
Oh, what do they do?
He's in a band out here actually called Babe Ruthless,
Mhm.
and his style is super interesting. It's like,
Do you think you guys will collab?
I mean, I would love to. His voice is like very like 50s, like 1950s
Dude, he's your cousin.
vibe. Oh no, I would love to. Like
That's so
we would have to
cool.
like try to incorporate both styles.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's freaking awesome. Like
Wow.
his sound is like,
I'm gonna have to check it
you
out.
have to. Like his
That's
sound
so
is like
cool.
nothing I've ever heard. It's like really interesting right now.
Dude, you just collab with them.
Yeah. Oh, I would love to.
Perfect.
Oh, look at this puppy.
Oh. Yeah,
Hi.
this is like the sidewalk talks.
Oh, really?
Like you run into like
I miss my
the
dog.
neighborhood dogs.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm gonna give you a kiss.
Oh.
Hello. Back home.
She thinks
Aw.
everybody that's walking up is walking up to see her.
Oh,
Of
I
course.
totally get.
Bye.
That was the cutest thing ever.
I know.
Yeah, as far as like instruments and all that stuff, like my dad played the bass.
Oh, okay. So that
Yeah.
okay.
But
so,
he started playing the bass once I got a drum set, so we could like play together. So
Dude,
it wasn't
this
like,
is
and he.
so wholesome.
I know, and he never like took lessons or anything, but like we kind of just learned together and stuff.
Oh.
And then yeah, that was like
Wow.
our like bonding thing. Like we never threw a football around. We would just like put the fog machines up, the lights, and like jam
Mm-hmm. Oh my
out.
god,
It
that
was,
is
like,
amazing.
It was really cool.
When did you tell your parents that you're going to do this full time? Like, were they supportive, or
so
did they kind of like question it at first?
They gave me like a year basically.
A year.
Yeah, so after homeschool, there was a lot of talks like, okay, well, you have to kind of get over what you get going through and like go to college. And I was like, okay, this is like crazy. Like, like I've never like, it's been like almost 5 years since I've been in a school, and now I have to like go to college. I was like freaking
Yeah.
out. So I was like, guys, like give me 1 year. Like, I'm still learning everything I can, and let me just like see what I can do. And they were like, you know what? We see you every day doing this. Like, I didn't have a job. I was in a dark place. Like, I couldn't like think about all that stuff. The only thing on my mind was making and learning how to make music. So at this time, I'm like 16, 17 years old, and I'm like, all right, let me just put out a song. And like, I signed my first song at 17. It was like this like,
Your first song.
yeah, it wasn't,
Wow.
it didn't do anything. It was just like a tech house record that
Yeah.
like, that a label picked up, but
Yeah.
it was like, yeah, here's,
But that's still like
it's
that's
still
hard
so
to,
sick.
That's still
Yeah.
so hard to do. That's
Yeah.
like.
And
you
it was a
know?
really cool label back then. They did like all house and like, it was very like New York based label. But then like, I still like didn't know how to DJ yet. I was like DJing like the teen parties, but I wasn't like a DJ. Like
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
know how to really DJ.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take off. And like, from 17 to 19, I never DJ'd. And like, I just learned how to make music. And at 19, I just dropped a song on SoundCloud. And like, from there,
Wow.
from that song, I played a festival in Mexico because they used it as like their theme song, or whatever, like for the festival.
What?
Yeah, it was super interesting.
Which song was it?
It was called Journey, and it was like me and my friend just made a beat, put it on SoundCloud, and then the guys at the festival were like, "Hey, we would love to use this as like to promote the festival." So I was like, "Yo, that's so sick!"
Dude, that's so sick.
And it's like September, so this would have been like my first like semester if I was in college.
Yeah.
And I'm playing a festival in front of like 20,000
Dude,
people.
what?
And I don't even
so
know what I'm
this is like a
doing.
sign, you know
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I mean?
And it was cool because like dudes like Dr. Fresh, like he played that festival, and like I met him like 7 years ago, and like a whole bunch of other DJs, and it was like
Wow.
super interesting like doing that. Like I had like never experienced that in my life.
Yeah, so at that point, did your parents, they were like, yeah, this is your calling?
Well, it was cool because they've flown my family out. So like they were there at the festival.
What?
Yeah. So like watching my mom, and like it was so crazy because like they had signs with my name on it. Like I was signing autographs all day. Like my mom was taking pictures with like people, and I'm like, wait, like I only have one song out. Like, so that fueled me to just be like, all right, once a month I'm dropping a new song. And then that was September. September, October, November, December. 3 months later, I signed with Armada.
Wow.
I signed like just single deals, like with Armada. And then fast forward 2.5 years, I signed with them full time.
Wow.
So it's just been like, yeah, it was just the consistency of every month, like dropping a new song and doing it like that kind of like helped a lot.
Wow. I mean, the fact that you took so years to
Yeah.
practice and build your skill set, like that's amazing.
I had like nothing to lose though. Like that's the thing. Like it was like, this is such a passion of mine that like if it doesn't work out, like I had never had a plan B. So it's like I had to just give it my all because like I don't know, I had no other option. I was just like, I just had to give it my all. Honestly, I'm still every day giving it my all because I still don't have, I have no other, I can't see myself doing anything else. So.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
I can just tell like you love this stuff so much.
Yeah, it's
like
awesome.
you love this. Like that's awesome.
Yeah, DJing is amazing. I love to DJ, but
Aww.
just sitting behind a laptop or like a guitar, piano, whatever, just like creating music, it's just that's where I feel like the most like
Yeah.
at home.
When you're creating music, you use FL Studio, right?
Yes.
Why do you
I
use
do.
FL Studio? I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about it,
Yeah.
but like, there's the FL Studios and then there's the Ableton gangs.
So the reason I'm on FL Studio is because I never had a Mac growing up.
Oh.
So when I first downloaded a music program, it was off of my mom's laptop.
Oh.
So it was like.
So it's just something that.
So
just
I had
stuck
no
with.
choice. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So once I learned everything on there, it's like, okay, let me just continue with this program.
Okay. So you don't think you're gonna move to Ableton anytime soon? Like, do you know that like what's
I mean-
something that you really love about FL Studio that Ableton doesn't offer?
I think it's just I could.
I named him Cody after Cody Bellinger, after the
Cody?
baseball player.
Cody.
Zach and
After the
Cody.
baseball player. The Dodgers.
What was I just saying?
Wait, what were we talking about?
Oh, FL Studio. My favorite thing about FL Studio. See the dogs distract.
FL Studio.
Yeah, my favorite thing about FL is you're not limited to just copying. Like when I'm working, I want to have the most creative freedom, and if I want to put a kick drum on the same rack as my effects, like I just want to throw stuff in there. It's like painting a picture. It's like you're throwing stuff at a wall. With like Ableton, it's like very calculated. Like everything has to have its place, has to be all organized, and it's like for me that like ruins the flow. Like I just want to like throw stuff all over the place, and like I'll worry about that stuff later on. So I've noticed with FL, it's just like, I guess for me it's like easier. I don't have to think about it.
What are your favorite plugins?
My favorite plugins aren't like actually in FL Studio. I love OTT. It's like a really nice compressor, and I throw it on everything. It just like makes it sound cooler and like more big.
Yeah.
Fab filter plugins like for EQing and stuff. A little Alter Boy is sick for like vocal stuff, so I've been using that one a lot.
Yeah.
Guitar Rig is pretty sick. That's like really cool distortions. You can even put that on like leads and stuff. And then I just use Splice for like samples. That's really it.
Yeah. Splice.
Splice is
And
awesome.
like as far as music production tips, like you've done it a lot,
Yeah.
obviously. What's like a nice tip that you could give people that you've discovered or like someone's introduced to you?
I have a few.
Okay.
Number one is kind of going back to what I was just saying. Like, people get so caught up in you have to have the best sounds, everything has to be all perfect, but like it ruins the creativity. If you have an idea, use the crappiest sounds at first. Like, don't sit for 10 minutes looking for a kick drum. Like, that ruins the flow. So it's like, worry about that stuff later. Just get a cool idea down and like try to finish the whole song. Because once you have a whole structure, swapping out sounds is the easy part. All you gotta do is just make it sound better than what it is right now.
Do you
know?
mix as you go or do you mix after?
I definitely mix the bass line to the kick first,
Oh, okay.
and then everything else after.
Because I hear like two ways. Like people like mix as they go to balance it out or something.
Yeah.
So they don't like F it up at the end and
Yeah.
like and try to find it.
Oh yeah, true.
Or they
I feel
like-
like once you have your bass, because like in house music, the bass line is like the number one. thing.
Right, right.
So once you have a nice kick and a nice bass, like, and you mix that together, everything else can kind of just fall into place. I feel.
What about like when you're like mixing in with the vocals? Because that's like a hard one.
That is a hard one. So
because what you're putting the vocal on top of whatever, right?
Oh,
and then
yeah.
you have to like, so like, what's the trick with that?
okay, so what I do is I make two. So in a lot of the stuff that I've made, like piano house, I'll use one bass line for like the first drop. It'll just be a kick bass vocal. Second drop will be kick bass vocal with the piano on top with the vocal on, like with the vocal mixed in. So what I did was the first bass, like some people just like, oh, they have one bass in the song, so they're just gonna copy and paste it to the other drop. But what I've noticed is if you just EQ the second one differently, everything will fit. Like there won't be that much like clashing going on if you just EQ the second drop different than the first.
I see.
So it's a lot of like bouncing and exporting. But
Okay.
yeah, that's like another like little trick I just like learned recently.
What do you want to be remembered for?
That's an awesome question. I want to be remembered for basically just making good music. Doesn't matter about the style, the genre. Some people who would like my more pop punk stuff would remember me for that, and some people would remember me for doing like housey stuff. So it's like, if I could just be remembered for just, oh, that kid made like really good music, that's all that I really like care about. Because it's not going to appeal to everyone, you know? So
I mean,
Yeah.
shoot, now I'm just looking forward to all of your releases ever since I heard Snow White.
oh
It's so good.
yeah, thank you. That's like
So-
that
what
was
is what is that about?
so Snow White. I made that one with my friend Reed Holster. He's in a group called Right Field, and they're just like the coolest kids ever.
Yeah.
And he's super talented. And I made that with Kyle Reynolds as well, who was singing on the
Yeah.
record. And that was like, so me and Reed, we've been just always talking about like doing more like pop punk stuff within the EDM scene. So it's like
I love that.
essentially like if you just take away the guitars, it's a regular house record, and then you just throw on these like really distorted leads. It like makes it sound pop punk, and of course like with the vocal. So we're like, yo, why don't we just do like kind of like an EP or an album just of that type of stuff, and get like some features in and work with really cool people.
Yeah.
So we've been doing that, and yeah, I'm excited to show you guys like all that.
Okay. Are we ready? Someone asked, "Why are you so awesome?"
Oh.
How do you answer that?
How am I awesome?
Why?
I don't know.
Yeah, why are you so awesome?
I don't know. Maybe it's, I don't know.
Yeah, just good vibes.
Yeah, that's a
Just
really
a
good
great
compliment.
person.
That's like,
Yeah.
that's cool. I would want to be known for like being a good vibe.
Yeah. Just an
That's
awesome
awesome.
person.
Yeah, we all have our days. I was
Yeah.
just talking about this with a friend. It's like we all have our off days and our like really good days, right?
Yeah.
And it's like I never want a first impression of me to be like, oh, that kid sucks. Like even if I'm having like the worst day ever, I never want to like project that on somebody. You know?
Out of your first 20 gigs, which one was your favorite?
The first 20 gigs.
The first 20. How many gigs have you had? Why the first 20?
I don't know. I probably only realistically played maybe 100 shows.
Oh, okay.
Like not that. Like it's not like that much.
Okay, so out of the
Yeah, I still don't have an agent.
yeah, the
So I've been doing all this like through like my own booking email and stuff. So it's been really interesting. But
oh, you're doing your own stuff?
yeah, I have a management team.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as agent goes, like
Wow.
we're still looking for an agent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been nice doing everything though. Like even with promoters, you get to like be more like you could be friendly with them, and it's not like
Yeah.
always going through third parties, which is pretty cool too.
Yeah,
but
that is really cool.
yeah, so we've been but the first, let me see.
First 20
I guess-
gigs, so specific.
I guess I really started touring in 2018.
Uh-huh.
That was when I was like, all right, yeah, I'm like doing my first like actual shows and stuff. I got put on a tour with Cash and Rehab. Yeah, it was.
What?
Yeah, it was.
That's so cool.
It was so sick, and we played at Echo Stage. And Echo Stage like is probably one of my favorite venues. Like it's like so insane.
Yeah.
And like I played 3 hours that day, and it was like an opening DJ, then me for 2 hours, cash rehab it,
2 hours.
and then I closed.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like I played
That is
like all
quite
night.
the gig.
Oh yeah, but the closing set of that, I was just playing like everything, like Paramore even, like I was just going off
Dude,
with stuff.
I need to watch your set, okay?
Yeah, it's very
I-
different now, like the sets that I've been doing, but yeah, I was just going off. At this time, like I didn't really have like, oh, I'm making house music. I was just kind of making whatever I wanted.
Right.
So my sets were whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
And
Dude, that's amazing.
but yeah, like when I played that show, it was like, wow, this is like, oh, look at the cat.
Oh, that's huge.
That's a big ass cat.
That's a giant cat.
This is dope.
Thanks.
I want to like bring this like to shows.
Yeah, you should. You should
Can
vlog.
I borrow this?
Yeah, I mean,
Just kidding.
I could send you the link.
Oh, totally, yeah. No, this is so cool, and this you can
Yeah.
hear like everything.
Yeah, everything.
so
It's great. It's
When
amazing.
I first saw your interviews, because I've been such a fan like watching this,
Aw.
and like I thought you had someone like walking like backwards. I was like, oh damn, like he's really like talented.
Dude, whoever that like would be, like I don't know if anyone would.
Do you
take
think
that
anyone
job.
thinks that? Or was I the only one who thought that there was like someone like in front of?
I don't know. I guess I never thought about it.
Oh shit.
I never thought about that angle.
Oh.
But yeah, I guess so.
Because like think about it, like right now it looks like we're just walking.
Yeah, it does look like that.
Yeah.
And no one's gonna think like I have a camera on a selfie stick. you
Yeah,
know?
totally.
Yeah, but this is it.
Yeah, that's so funny.
When it comes to feedback, like when you're sending your music for feedback,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of producers do that.
Yeah.
But the question that a lot of people have is, at what point are you just confident in yourself where you, because when you send it for feedback to like 10 people,
Yeah.
you're gonna get maybe like 5 different opinions. you know?
My advice is don't send for feedback.
Oh, okay.
I have an A&R who is the best. Her name is Steph Carden
Uh-huh.
at Armada, and she's like the only person that I send songs to for feedback.
Oh, so you don't send it to like any of your friends for feedback?
If it's like a free download and
Yeah.
it's like a remix, because on my SoundCloud I put up like a bunch of like free download like remixes of like hip hop songs, and those are catered more towards like open format DJs,
Yeah.
or just any DJs who would like want to play, like if they're looking for like a Drake remix, they can go to my page and I would have one.
Oh.
So it's like I'll send it to a few of those, like, yo, if you're playing this weekend, test this out. If it goes off,
Oh,
like I'll
that's so
drop
cool.
it. So I send
What?
it. So the music.
Oh, that's a cool type of feedback.
So like yeah, so I'll send my music not to like DJs, like it wouldn't be like me sending it to like who's like an example. Like I just would send it to a few like my close friends who like play bars and stuff around the area.
Yeah.
And if they're like, yo, it goes off, then I'll just drop it. And then once like I drop it, I'll send it to like the other DJs and stuff. But yeah, I really care about like like the club scene, like the bar scene. Like if the songs are going off there, it could pretty much go off anywhere, I feel. So sending your songs to like
Smart.
yeah, sending it off to like the open format DJ, or like my little sister's friends. If my little sister's friends are vibing with it,
How
then
old's your
like
little sister?
she's 21.
Oh.
But like you know, like they're college kids, so if they're
Yeah,
vibing with
if
the
they're
song,
vibing with it, then everyone's gonna
exactly.
vibe with it. The cool
Yeah.
kids.
Oh yeah,
the
totally.
The younger
Like
people.
I'm only 25,
Yeah.
but like you know, it's definitely a difference.
You are also a baby.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so old.
No.
I'm so old in this industry. Okay.
No.
How do you think you've grown as a person since you started?
Tons. You know, when you first do this at like 22, 23 years old, you're kind of getting thrown into like, first of all, drinking for the first time, or like drinking like
Yeah.
excessively.
Yeah,
Like,
you're gonna have to like get over that. Like,
yeah,
you know,
like you go
crazy-
through the because I never had that high school or college experience.
Yeah, so
when I was
how-
younger.
How was that, by the way? Like
Yeah, it was
you're-
crazy, honestly. Like
because you've you know.
Yeah,
gone
I
through
like-
something.
it was. Well, that was the thing. Like I never was a drinker.
Yeah.
It's never like, oh, let's go out to the bars and drink, or let's go to brunch, or
Yeah.
anything like that. I've never been that way. So when you put like a 21, 22-year-old kid on tour for the first time, and everyone there is just getting trashed, you kind of like, shit, like,
Yeah.
I don't know my limit. Like, I don't know this stuff. So there was a lot of times where after the sets, like, and also depression had to do with it too, because like I wouldn't remember the shows. Like I was in such a dark place and I would be drinking and then I wouldn't remember like what I did. Like it was kind of like a weird thing, but when you're on tour it could be a 2-month thing going through that.
Yeah.
So it took a lot to like, especially after like the pandemic. Well, during the pandemic I like stopped drinking. Now I have occasionally, but it's not like I substituted like White Claws for Gatorade at the shows.
Oh.
So like, cause it's like nice to drink something.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, it doesn't have to be alcohol.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly.
So I just have Gatorades now when I play.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll have a White Claw too. Like,
Yeah.
you know, White Claw's fine, but I'm a lightweight, so I don't know. I
Same.
try not to
literally
drink
had
as much.
2 Trulies yesterday.
Oh god.
And that's why I'm also tired.
Honestly, I had wine. I had wine last night with dinner.
I had 2 Trulies.
No, 2 White Claws. I'm like, why? Yeah.
I was so confused.
I'm
like,
with you. I'm with you for
This
sure.
age.
Everyone makes fun of me.
How often do you stay up past 3 a.m.?
Not anymore. Not anymore. I like
What
love.
is your bedtime now?
Bedtime now is like 12:31.
Oh, that's still really late.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, my bedtime's like 8:30.
Oh no, because like that's the thing. Like I love creating at night, but I
okay,
also
you're the night producer.
but I also love creating in the morning. So like this is
okay.
I have a method. It's like
Okay.
get really creative at night,
Uh-huh.
and then like during the day mix it, because you have like a clear head in the morning. So like you mix in the mornings, but get creative at night, and it's a really cool.
That is a really good strategy.
Oh yeah, it took years, but I'm like, this works, like
That works.
because you're not
that would work.
overthinking. Yeah, totally.
Because you give your ear a break and then you have like you sleep on it. Oh
Exactly.
my god, that's genius.
So good, and like
That's a good tip.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like what I've been doing for like the last. Oh, this is a sick car.
Yeah. Wow. Damn.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Like imagine
Ooh.
just
Ooh.
pulling up.
Okay. It's like freshly cleaned.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Hell
wow.
yeah. I would definitely want like something like that, but like pink.
What's that got? Pink?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is that
I'd
your favorite color?
It is my favorite. It's like black and pink kind of go hand in hand.
Ah.
But I love the. It's a 1959 Cadillac convertible, and it's just
Oh,
like
you
the
have
most.
a car in mind.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I
Oh.
want that so bad one day.
Oh wow. Like how much is it? Like if you wanted
Nowadays
one
probably like 25,000, because they're like an older car, but they're also like you don't. Like you shouldn't
I don't know
drive
if that
it.
was like a collectible car.
Yeah, it's a collectible car for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I don't know. Kind of. I don't know where I'm living yet. So if I live out
LA?
here, if I live out in LA, it'll be cool to have.
Yeah.
But if I live in New York, like with the potholes and stuff, I can't have
oh
anything
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
But that's just like my little.
think about the snow and
yeah.
the
Oh yeah.
weather.
No. Exactly. And like I would need a garage. I don't know. That's
Yeah.
all. That's all. Like down
Exactly.
the line.
Yeah.
But I have like my that's like I've had a picture of that on my wall when I was a kid. So like that's like the one
Aw,
car that I really
that's
want.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Aw. Do you feel that you have a healthy relationship with social media?
To be honest, yes, because I'm not really on social media like
Oh,
that.
that's great.
Yeah, like I go on, I post, I like answer everyone and like Instagram and stuff, but like my daily life, it's not like check Instagram before bed or when I wake up. It's like,
Wow.
yeah, it's not like that.
You really gotta figure it out, I feel like.
Cause like when you have anxiety, like you can get so trapped in that. You can get entrapped of like, wow, this guy's posting 7 times a day. Like, do I have to be doing that? And it kind of makes you like feel, I don't know. I post enough, but
Do you like
not like-
anxiety? Like, do you feel like you have a better control of it now?
with TikTok, it's like, okay, what do I want my content to be? Because I'm not gonna dance. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I also don't want to be like so into like, oh, I want to. Someone just made a funny sound. Let me like make that into a beat and post
Yeah.
that. You know, it's like I don't want to do that either.
Yeah. Are you
So-
starting it? Are you starting to get into TikTok right now?
Yeah, I've been posting like,
Oh, okay.
but what I'll do on my page, it's like, I'll drop a remix and it's like, oh, I'll show you how I made that remix. You know,
Oh.
or like I'll have an idea for a remix.
Oh, that's where you're putting it on SoundCloud. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Okay.
like I love like Cardi B and like Megan Thee Stallion. Like I love like those type of records.
Yeah.
They're just so fun.
Yeah.
So it's like oh, like today I want to remix Megan Thee Stallion. So here's how I'm gonna do it, and I'll drop it on SoundCloud.
Oh.
So it's like a cool
Wow.
community on SoundCloud that I have.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as like other content, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to like find like what I want to do on there.
Yeah.
But now that touring's like picking up, I've been doing like 1 minute like recaps, so it's like kind of fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we just went to San Francisco,
Uh-huh.
so I did a whole recap of like, and I threw over like the Full House song,
Uh-huh.
and it's like the theme song of that, and it's just like funny, like
Wow.
playing the show, and it's like the theme song behind
Dude,
it.
I need to go to one of your shows. I
Yeah.
like after this interview, it's kind of like yeah, now I have to.
Yeah, no,
you know?
I hope I could play in LA soon.
Yeah, please play in LA.
I played at Avalon in Hollywood, but
oh,
that
I
was.
think I know.
But it's like right across from the Capitol building, like that street. But that was like right before COVID, so
Oh,
I would love to play there again.
come back.
Yeah, I would love to. Or like Space Yacht, I hear like they throw insane parties, so I would love to.
Oh, yeah. What's the one thing most people don't know about you?
I don't know. I feel like I've been getting a lot like you don't seem like your personality matches like your social media in a way. And like when people meet me, they're like, yeah,
I see what they mean.
yeah, like some people say like I'm intimidating, or I've gotten like, oh,
Your,
I didn't know.
your Instagram looks really cool.
Thank you.
So
Thank
like you look, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, he's probably like the cool dude.
No, but it's like I'm a goofball, but like I just don't like show that, I guess, side of me on social media, and like my
Yeah.
Instagram's black and white.
Yeah,
and, like,
that's why I'm saying. I was
And I can't like change it because now it like
Yeah.
looks like cool.
Yeah.
So I can't like start posting pictures in color, which is kind of like funny, but it's also cool. So I don't know,
Yeah.
but that's like another thing that I get. Like I'm just not how they seemed.
Ah,
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah. And on stage, like I just like let loose, so I'm like cracking jokes on the mic.
What do you consider the ultimate comfort food?
Oh shit.
Food. The best topic.
I have like comfort food, meaning like what's like a good restaurant I like, or like
if you're
food that-
sick,
Oh,
or
okay.
if you're feeling like kind of like down, like what's the food where you're like mine is Popeyes,
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
or like
Um,
Korean food. We'll walk this way.
That's such a good question. Like
What do you go to? Like someone said popcorn yesterday.
popcorn. I love
With hot sauce.
I love to make food as well. So like I'll
Oh, you
make
cook?
like somewhat. I'm not a cook, but like I like could take like a
Chef Zack?
Yeah, I could take like a tortilla and put like chocolate morsels on it,
Chocolate on
Yeah.
a tortilla?
and then you put it on a pan with peanut butter and a banana. And I know it sounds weird, but like then you fold it.
Is this like a Mexican crepe?
It's basically a crepe, yeah, honestly. And like it's like a tortilla with like peanut butter, a little bit of chocolate, and banana. So it's like I would have that. Yeah, it's fire.
Who the hell showed
Yeah.
you this?
Well,
What?
I think I made it when I was high. And I was like, damn, yeah.
Dude, what is? I love this question.
Yeah.
So okay, so I had an interview yesterday, and she said that her comfort food is dipping popcorn into
Chocolate.
red hot. That
Hot
sounds delicious.
sauce?
Red hot sauce.
Oh, that's interesting. I
Right?
guess like anything like salty, sweet works together.
Yeah.
Like I wanna, like every time I go to the movies, like I'll have like peanut M&Ms, and like whoever I'm with will have popcorn, and we just like share it. And it's like that's like it works for sure. But I've been having a weird hot sauce craving, like recently, and like everything
sauce.
I eat, like I'm like, yo, just make it hot. Like yo, anything, like
You
what's
would
your
love
hot
Korean
sauce?
food then.
I had it actually.
Oh really? What's your favorite Korean food?
Well, this was a Korean barbecue is insane. Like I love it.
Oh, yeah.
But I also had this place in LA. It's Escala,
I don't know.
and
I don't know a lot.
it's half Korean, half Colombian. And it's like a really interesting restaurant, and it's so fire. It's like a really
Dude,
good
I'm like
spot.
still shook by the tortilla, chocolate, banana, and peanut butter.
Oh my god, like yeah, I had it before I came here.
Are you a superstitious person?
Totally.
What is like the biggest superstition that you tell people or that you believe?
I believe in just karma. Like
karma.
I believe like
karma.
if you know, like do anything really bad, something bad can happen. So like
Yep, I see that.
one of them is, you know, the biggest thing is hurting someone, if that's cheating or if that's like hurting a friend. you know, saying something you don't like mean, or just making someone else feel like shit.
Yeah.
I feel like if you do that, like something might like not work out for you if you do that.
I like that.
So just gotta be straight, like straight up.
Just be a good person.
Just be a good person, you know?
Just be a good person. Biggest pet peeve.
That's a good one. My mom and my sister are probably gonna be watching this, and they're gonna make like a list because I have like a bunch.
You have a bunch of pet peeves. What are your top 3 then?
Top 3 has to be like metal on metal. So if we're all eating dinner and it's just like metal fork like on a metal plate and it's like that clacking sound.
When do you have a metal plate?
Like growing up, my mom always had like these like not metal, it's like glass.
Oh,
like,
you hate the
the clicking. Yeah. That like it hurts my ears. So it's like I would have that's just like a stupid one.
Interesting.
But like the loud like noise, like nails on a chalkboard. That's also like broken promises. Kind of like someone telling you they're gonna do something or something along the lines of like, even if it's like yo, we're all going out tonight, right? And you're like,
you're so right. Yes.
Yeah. Like 100%, and then it comes and it's like you see this story that they're out and you're just like, dude, I thought we were gonna be chilling.
Oh yeah.
So that's like a pet peeve as well.
That's a huge pet peeve.
But I have like other like little ones mentioning because my sister, you know,
We'll
one of my pet peeves. No, Jess, if you're watching this, I'm gonna say it. So like for Instagram content, like I still live at home and stuff. So I'm like, yo, Jess, can you like come take a picture of me in the studio? And she'll always be like, Zach, I'm busy. And it's like, Jess, you're watching Grey's Anatomy. You could just real quick come take a picture. I'm not asking for anything like crazy. So yeah, Jess, that's like a little pet peeve.
Okay.
I do everything. I take pictures of you. I get down on the floor. I'm like doing all these cool angles. Just like a cool studio
It's
pic.
a little sister thing.
Yeah.
A little sister
She's my
thing.
best friend though.
Aww.
Yeah, I think she's gonna come visit out here in like next week. But
What's your most watched movie?
okay, I have like 3. I'm a huge vampire person.
Are you gonna say Twilight?
No, that's legend, but like no, I love it's a movie called Queen of the Damned.
Queen of the
And he's like a vampire rock star. And it's like so sick. Like
I've never heard of this movie.
it's probably one of those like cult following movies, but the soundtrack is one of my favorite soundtracks.
I wanna watch it.
And it's with like Chester from Linkin Park, Korn, just a bunch of those type of bands, and the soundtrack is just beautiful. But the movie itself is also really cool.
Oh, okay.
That's one of them. Another is Lords of Dogtown.
Oh, the skateboard one.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, that's a classic.
I love that movie so much.
That soundtrack.
Oh, insane.
Is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Like
those movies are really cool.
that's what got me into like the whole like punk rock.
No way.
Yeah.
Alright, so I just had this conversation a couple days ago. It's like when I think of pop punk music and it coming back, not only is it nostalgic from our childhood, but don't you associate it with like movies?
Yeah.
Like Mean Girls or like John Tucker Must Die or like all like those teen movies.
Like I literally like as soon as you said that I was like, oh, the soundtrack. Like that. That's where I got all of my music.
But we had this like conversation and a couple people were like, oh, I don't even think like that. And it's like I picture like American Pie movies with like All American Rejects.
And like the songs that are in the movie. Yeah. I feel like that's what sets the movie.
Yeah.
Too.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
And that's why it's like when like till this day artists are making music videos because like you want to be like, oh, like you want to associate like a music video with the song.
Right.
So that's like that's one of my dreams is to have like that moment, like a song be in a movie, and then like, oh, I remember that song because that was in that movie, and like that's like a goal of mine for sure.
Do you have any hidden talents?
Well,
besides
like,
making music?
Like I love to draw.
Like,
drawing
is like what type of drawing? Is it like more abstract, contemporary, cartoon? You know?
No, definitely like realistic.
Oh, realistic.
Like we draw like all these tattoos.
Oh.
And then we just like put it on my body forever.
Wow. Dude,
yeah.
like how many tattoos do you have?
It's like funny because like I don't have my stomach yet. So it's like
it's just like totally
it just stops right here. But I have
so it's this
So I have my whole torso, my neck, like all
your
this.
Back? Your legs?
So I have in my whole legs, but it ends right
legs.
here. Like it ends on my thigh, so if I'm like naked, all you see is like just like this
so
like,
it's like
yeah,
tatted,
yeah, and there's
then
like
just
my stomach is just like
bare.
not, yeah, it's like a bear
here.
stomach.
Oh, okay. Are
Yeah.
you gonna fill this all up? Or?
Yeah, when I get back to New York, my
Oh,
best friend
wow.
is my tattoo artist, Andrew. Shout out to Andrew, he's insane, and also Mike. They both of them like do my whole body. But yeah, so when I go back, I'm finishing my back, and then my stomach, and then I'll be completely covered. But I'm not gonna like touch my head or my face or anything.
Do you have any phobias?
I have. I don't have like phobias, but I'm definitely scared of certain things.
Yeah. What's
for
your
sure.
biggest fear?
Like I'm like it's not like if I like people's like fears are like, oh, if I see that bug, like I can't, like I have to like leave the
Yeah.
room or something.
Yeah.
It's mostly just like I want to get deep, but like like the fear of just like not ever like doing what I want to do.
Aw.
Like not like being happy doing something. Like I don't ever want to look back and be like I don't want to do this because I have to. I want to do this because like I really want to do that.
Aw,
You know?
Yeah.
So it's like I just get scared of like I guess that's like a big thing, but
Yeah.
because it's like who like I see so many people like that are older, you know, maybe 50, 60 years old, and like they're just like, you hear, especially in New York, they're like, don't ever get married, you know.
Yeah.
You want to do that? You want to be a musician? No,
Yeah.
get a construction job. Like, it's safe. It's, you know, keep that. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like, I don't want to just do that because I have to do that.
Right.
You know, and like, just because you're not happy, like, don't project that. And I don't ever want to turn out like that, I guess.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Last question. What is next for Zack Martino?
So, I'm with Armada for like a long-term record deal. So we're just basically putting out a lot of music. We have a bunch of cool collabs that we're doing. I don't know if I could say who it's gonna be with. I can say a few of them. One of them is with my friend Matt Stefanina. He's like an insane producer. He's also an amazing dancer. He lives out here.
Oh, I know who he is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
I have to sketch him. But
Oh yeah. No, he's like he's
Yeah.
like the most cool dude ever. And like
Aw.
we're just wrapping up our song, so that's gonna be really
awesome.
cool. I also have another song coming out with my friend Authors, Mike, and that one is kind of a little bit more pop punk, but still keep that like dance music element as well. Very excited for those two. The others I can't say yet because like they're just like getting scheduled out, and like I don't want to jinx anything. But a lot of cool music, a bunch more shows. Next weekend I'm going on tour with Cheat Codes, and we're doing like I'm like dodging these trees here.
I know, me too.
But yeah, I'm doing so next week it's Arkansas, 3 shows in Texas, and Kansas.
Wow. That's
And then after that we're going to Mexico, Rocky Point, Mexico, and we're doing 3 shows there, and it's like a festival. So
wow.
that's really exciting.
Well, dude, good luck with everything.
Thank you so
You're
much.
freaking killing it, obviously.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you deserve everything. Like,
I appreciate that.
amazing.
You're killing it too. The show
Yeah.
is awesome.
yeah.
I love
wow.
watching all these interviews and stuff. You get to
Yeah.
really know the artist behind
Yeah,
the music.
That's,
so
that's the goal. Like, I
Yeah.
just really want to show people's personalities.
yeah, and you're
you know?
hella cool too. So
Aw,
like everyone's getting to know
thanks.
you too, and
Aw,
it's
thank
amazing.
you. Thank you. Well, thank you so much for being a part of this channel.
Of course. Thank you guys for having me.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Aw, thank you.
Of course.